As he awaits sentencing, Derek Chauvin is segregated in housing in the Minnesota correctional facility at Oak Park Heights. Reporter Omar Jimenez explains what the next several weeks will be like for the former Minneapolis police officer.
Find the defendant guilty.
With a guilty verdict on all 3 charges, Derek Chauvin went from former Minneapolis police officer to convicted murderer, whose new reality is now a prison cell, similar to this one, separate from the general population and at a state prison about 25 miles outside of Minneapolis. While in the city, celebrations.
We can finally breathe.
From a community that didn't think a conviction was possible, and to a George Floyd family that knows the work isn't finished, from the streets of Minneapolis to the White House.
Well, this could be our first shot at dealing with genuine systemic racism.
And part of that, Democrats hope, comes from the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act that, among other things, would ban chokeholds on suspects and make it easier to prosecute police officers.
It is not just a Black America problem or a people of color problem. It is a problem for every American.
It's currently in the Senate with hopes of further progress in May.
My brother's, his blood is on that bill, and that's that no chokehold law. So we have to stick together and continue to fight, because this world is a place that we're supposed to be united and stand together.
Meanwhile, Chauvin, with his bail newly revoked, awaits sentencing expected in early June as the judge weighs a number of factors, including George Floyd being treated with particular cruelty, the presence of children when the crimes were committed, and state sentencing guidelines. Prosecutors are asking for a tougher sentence, which could increase the more than a decade behind bars Chauvin faces at a minimum, given his lack of criminal history. All part of the continuing legacy of George Floyd.
I can see him, smiling down on us and just being very, very proud of us.
The Justice Department says it is opening a civil investigation into the Minneapolis Police Department. Officials with MPD say that they will cooperate with this probe.
The FM Redhawks have settled in on a new manager. Beth is in with that story right after the break.